When most of us look at our gardens, what do we see? Peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, things like that, right? But what you don't see is that world that's beneath our feet. That world that's just under the surface of those gardens where all those vegetables are growing. That world is probably the busiest world or busiest part of your garden that we never see. One of the problems that I think gardeners tend to make, it's not really a problem, it's just kind of a way of thinking, is we think that our gardens start at the soil level, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how that's not true. Our soil, our beds, are the foundation of our gardens. But the life that is underneath the soil is what really creates the magic for our gardens. Let me explain. Okay, what do y'all see here? And don't say weeds. But seriously, what do y'all see here? Now, I know most people are going to say dirt, right? Well, no, that's soil. Hey, Chad, what's the difference between soil and dirt? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have a friend who always says, dirt is what's underneath your fingernails. Soil is what things grow in. Now, there's a lot to soil. Let me read off a list of things that is in your soils. We're talking about minerals, bacteria, fungi, nematodes, insects, roots, organic matter, air. Basically, your soil is the foundation for the ecosystem that makes up your garden. So, soil is incredibly important, not just as the foundation for the garden, but because of everything I just read off. There's so much to a good, healthy soil that you definitely cannot just call it a basic dirt. Okay, right. So let's talk about the actual underground helpers. And what we're talking about here are the fungi, right? Not the mushrooms, not the fungus, but the fungi, the microrhizals that are all through our gardens. Now, what exactly is a mycorrhizal? And if I'm saying that wrong, forgive me. I'm not a scientist. Think of them like teeny tiny little hairs, thinner than hairs actually, of highways that go all through your soil. These microrhizal highways transport nutrients, water, just a whole bunch of stuff, which we'll get into here in a few minutes. But those are very important. Those are, like I said, a highway, right? And they're thin. They're thinner than the width of a hair, but they deliver so much information throughout your garden beds. It'll blow your mind. Those highways they're transporting nutrients, water, things like that, right? And your plants are basically hiring them, if you want to use that analogy, to deliver them what they need, the information that they're looking for. Hey, where's the water source? Hey, where's the nutrients that I need right now? Hey, where's this? Where's that? Think of it like this. Your plant might be needing some sugar, right? And your plant's going to tell those fungi, hey, this is what I need, and here's what I'll give you if you point me in the right direction, right? And there's that symbiotic relationship between the plant and the fungi that's running all through your beds. That's why it's really important. It's one of the reasons I never step on my beds. I don't walk on my beds. I don't want to crush that network, all that life, all those things that are in the soil. I don't want to disturb any of that. So I never, ever, ever walk on my beds. And I don't till my beds either. When I amend, I just lay on top and let nature push everything in. Basically, I'm layering my soils. So I'm just adding to. I'm not digging up. I'm not spinning it and tilling it and all that to where everything has to start over. I just lay everything on top and let nature just slowly push the amendments down into the soils. But I never walk on my beds for this reason right here. And when worms are in there digging their tunnels and all that stuff, I don't want to disturb that either. So I never ever walk on my beds. Okay, so let's think about this. Why would a plant, or why would the roots need help finding things, right? Well, because roots are limited, y'all. The roots of your plant are only going to get so big, right? So, but the fungi can stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch and just keep stretching. There's no limit to how far your fungi can go within the borders of your bed. Obviously, they're not going to go through the wood or, the metal or whatever, but as far as your bed is concerned, there's no limits to it. Plant roots do have limits. So the symbiotic relationship between the fungi and the roots is actually incredibly fascinating, because the plant knows, hey, I'm going to need help, right? Like, think about like this. You have something that your neighbor has, or maybe your neighbor has needs something from you. Y'all work it out, figure out how you can help each other, and there you go, right? Kind of same thing with the plant roots and the mycorrhizal fungi, is they are going to help each other. That fungi is going to go out and find what that plant needs, and then let the plant know how to get it, where to get it, or even transport it to them, which is just insane to me, but so cool. Science and nature is just absolutely amazing, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Okay, now here's something that's really fascinating about this whole subject, is scientists have found that the fungi can actually connect different plants to each other, almost like they're sending texts to each other saying, hey, I need this, have you found this? Things like that, right? They're communicating in the most basic of ways. The plants are communicating with each other to a point, y'all, to a point. This isn't some science fiction movie where the plants are all talking and next thing you know, you're their food. No, we're not talking about that kind of AI level kind of stuff. We're just talking basic science. Basic plant needs this, plants right next to each other, using that highway to send those texts to each other and to the fungi, which is just crazy. Now, scientists are still researching this topic, and what they have found, and it's still ongoing, y'all, they're still learning about all this and the relationships between the fungi and the plants and everything. But what they do know for a fact at a very basic level is this: fungi can help plants access resources they couldn't easily reach on their own. Now, that alone is just absolutely incredible, right? It's nature helping nature. It's plant helping plant. I mean, think about this. It's a fungus in the soil that is helping plants get the resources that they need so they can grow, right? The relationship there is just crazy to me. It's awesome. That's why, if you really think about everything that you're seeing in this video behind me, and all of the green that you're seeing is because of the relationships that's going on in the soil. Not at the soil level, but in the soil. And that just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. If it does the same to you, drop it in the comments. If you think I'm crazy, drop it in the comments. But I would advise y'all, do research on this topic. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm making this video incredibly elementary level because I don't know all this stuff. I'm still learning it. I'm explaining it at an incredibly basic level, just to keep it easy for everyone to understand. Because I'm still trying to understand it. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay, now the final part is, what does all this mean for us, right? I mean, Chad, we're gardeners. I mean, do we need to know about some fungi that we can't even see, talking to other plants and being like, hey, what do you need? I'll give you this. The plant 3 plants down from you says hi. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we need to know all this? Well, one, if you're a gardener, don't you want to know everything that you possibly can, right? Maybe it's just me, again. Maybe it's just me. But I want to learn everything. I want to, at a basic level. I don't need to know, PhD level stuff. Just tell me the basics, right? That I can talk to people about. That's what I want to know. But wouldn't you want to know everything that you possibly can about your garden? I mean, your garden health, your plant health, like behind me. It all starts in your beds, y'all. Right? Our soils, again, are our foundations. But what's inside that soil is what's going to make or break your garden. And this is just one small part of that amazing world that we cannot see, that's directly beneath our feet when we're out here in our gardens. So that is why I want to know this stuff, and that is why I made this video, just on a basic level, just to kind of educate everybody. Again, on an elementary level. So here are some simple points for your beds. I'm going to read off. Disturb your soil as little as possible. Feed the soil with compost. Keep roots in the ground when practical. Avoid unnecessary fungicide use. Use mulch to protect your soil life and grow a diversity of plants. Okay, now I can go down the list and explain each one of these, but do I really need to? Like, really simple here. One that I definitely want to kind of hit on, keep your roots in the ground. If at all possible, instead of yanking your plants, just cut them. Let the roots stay in that soil, because those highways have already, made their way through the root systems that are in your soil. And as those roots decay and break down, they're just adding nutrients to your beds anyway. And if it's a bean root system, they're full of nitrogen capsules that are on the roots. So other plants can then, find that nitrogen storage little area and access it. So again, if you can, try to disturb your beds as little as possible. And one of those is just don't take the root systems out of the plants. Cut them at the bottom, at the soil level if you can. I understand some roots you need to yank out, but if you can, my advice, leave them alone. Let everything that soil that your bed has created, that's going all through your bed, let it be. Let them continue doing what they do. And that's basically helping the life of your soil. Healthy beds don't start with the plants. The healthy beds start with your soil. Keep that in mind. So let me just finish with this in closing. Ever since I started learning about this, I've actually come out here and I look at things a little different, especially when I'm looking at my beds, right? I don't think you can learn about something like this and then come outside and look at your beds and be like, it's just dirt. That's just some dirt. There's nothing important about it. It's just dirt. No, because as you learn more and more about this amazing hobby, it's not a hobby for me, it's a way of life, but this amazing journey that we're all on, tell me you don't, once you learn something, tell me you don't look at things a little different, right? So when I look at my soils, I don't look at them as, there's just some dirt right there. It's good enough. No, I'm thinking, okay, when was the last time I amended? What do I need to plant in there? What kind of, how much water is that soil getting? Is there plenty of air? Is it still well draining, or has it become compacted? Do I need to add some compost? There's all these things that go through your head when you really start to learn more and more about all the different areas of gardening. And soil health is one of those areas that you really need to learn about. Maybe you don't need to focus on it a ton for you, but definitely learn about it, right? So when I look at my soils, I definitely see things very different than when I started. And hopefully, if you're at this point of the video, you are also going to go out in your garden and be like, man, I see what he's talking about. Yeah. Okay, when was the last time I did this, or this with my soil, right? That's the goal of these videos. Not so much to educate you so you can go write a paper, but it's to educate us all on things that if you are a gardener, I would think you'd probably want to know the basics of. So y'all, with that being said, I hope y'all got something out of this video. I hope you learned something. And if you did, do me the 5 favors. Share, like, comment, hype. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. And y'all take care. May God continue to bless each and every one of you in your garden journeys. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye.